Hello and welcome to Elden builds. I'm Martin and today I'll be featuring my version of pure Fate caster build. So let's get into gear and stats. So for our main hand weapon we are using R3 seal because of its highest incantation scaling and because of our usage of mixed schools of incantations. For our offhand weapon that we're never going to use, we have equipped Azur's Glintstone Staff because it increases cast speed of all sorceries and incantations. Alternatively, you can use Clawmark Seal, Gravelstone Seal, or Giant Seal to increase one of your spells damage by 10% depending on which you choose. But I prefer the cast speed because it applies to all the spells. As for armor, we are using Ruler's Mask because of +1 fate, but mainly because of fashion. For armor and greaves, we are using Veterans pieces because they have the biggest weight to poise ratio and weight to negation ratio. That's basically the best armor in the game. And for gloves we're using Traveling Maiden gloves so we can get to that 61 poise and be able to tank 2 dagger or claw hits and 1 standard weapon hit. As for our talismans, we're using Marika Sword Seal because we get 15 extra stats or levels. Intellect is basically useless, however we need 15 arcane to meet the requirement stats for Blood Flame Talon and Dragon spells, and of course mind and fate are our main stats. Of course R3 is favor, +2 for everything that we need, health, FP and stamina. Great Jar's Arsenal to be able to carry everything, and as our last talisman we're using Flock Canvas Talisman for 8% damage in all of our incantations. However, you can also use alternatively either Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman for +20% damage reduction, physical damage reduction exclusively, or you can use Crimson Ember Talisman for extra HP. I don't know, I prefer the damage because with buffs, with our either Black Flame Protection, Barrier of Gold, Flame Protect Me or Lord's Divine Fortification, we can be resistant to any type of damage except for lightning, which is pretty easy to dodge if people are not exploiting. So there is no need for additional sustain or durability. As for our offensive spells, we're using Bestial Sling, Blood Flame Talons, Catch Flame, Honed Bolt, Theodric's Magma for people who try out funny stuff, and Achilles Flame for people who are just playing too defensively and we want to just burst them down, let them see burn in flames. So the way this build works is basically by spamming a running Bestial Sling to chip off the enemy's health. After they charge into you, you combo Bestial Sling into Blood Flame Talons. Depending on your enemy's movement or playstyle, you will either hold up to reset back to Bestial Sling and continue with your chipping technique, or you can, if your enemy runs into you and runs into Blood Flame Talon, it usually combos into a Catch Flame, and after that enemy might not move or might try to attack, so you can follow up with another Catch Flame and then you can follow up with a Honed Bolt. So as you know, if you try to do like a rolling Catch Flame and then a Honed Bolt, you will do the BM exploit, so please don't try to do that. You can also do it with Theodric's Magma, but it's not really even the strength of this build. It's a gimmick that you can use to kill people with Bloodhound Step, but people with Bloodhound Step will usually run into Talon's Catch Flame combo and that's usually enough to kill them. So for buffs, we are using defensive buffs, but you can of course choose the damage alternative with a mixture of defensive buffs. However, if you use Black Flames protection, you won't be able to use any other uh, protective buff because they don't stack. Same goes for Flame Grant Me Strength. So you can choose either one defensive buff or one offensive buff, which is Flame Grant Me Strength. You can also use Golden Wow, but I've got no place for it, and I don't get the bonus AR from it because I don't use melee weapons. So 5% damage reduction is pretty minuscule. The unconventional things I'm using here are Flame Protect Me for people with flame curved swords who usually one shot or two shot you, and the Lord's Divine Fortification for holy damage negation for people who like to spam a jumping attack with cipher swords. So yeah, that's basically how the build works. The main thing about this build is that it can combo or chain cast every spell cast that it has to offer, except for buffs and Agil's Flame, of course. So you can Bestial Sling into Flame Talon, into Catch Flame, into Home Bolt, into Theodric's Magma. And that's pretty nice, pretty devastating. However, most of time you will not have enough mana to, neither mana nor stamina, to commit to the whole combo. So yeah, let's get into duels to show you how this build and combo work in one-in-one combat. And we are already getting a summon. Okay, so I'm guessing this guy might have a either Bloodhound Step or Quick Step. We're gonna use Black Flames Protection to gain damage. Yeah, here he goes with the blue. Oh yeah, Bloodhound Step. I called it. Oh, it was out of range. It's not latency. Then yeah, let's go. He's playing too defensive. Latency on this guy. Come on. And he died. Yeah, that's what you get for relying on OP stuff that's gonna get nerfed anyways, or be banned in arenas or tournaments. It doesn't make any sense to play with that stuff. Just removes all the skill requirement from dodging and positioning and spacing. Makes no sense. And the side effect is that it also removes all the fun from your opponent's perspective. Well, not all of it, but most of it. So with people with Bloodhound Step, what you will usually try to do is throw a Bestial Sling and then unlock your camera and turn around and follow up with the Blood Flame Talons. Because they will usually try to get behind you or on your side. For some reason, Blood Flame Talons has kind of a weird. It doesn't have tracking, so it will always be cast in front of you, even if your opponent is rolling or running around you. It won't track your opponent, and for some reason, if your camera is locked, you won't be able to turn while casting it. So what you will have to do is kind of tricky. You will have to throw a bestial sling, unlock your camera, and then follow up with blood flame talons. And you also have to aim in your direction. It can be pretty tricky, but once you get used to it, you will be absolutely destroying people with bloodhound step, or people who try to roll around you forever and then just follow up with a roll attack randomly with an OP weapon. And it's a mage. We'll follow up with barrier of gold and hold our spell slot on it in case he tries to remove it with law of regression. That ain't happening, so yeah, let's reset our bestial sling. No, we're going with a shield. Yeah, that won't help you much. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to use a shield against a caster. And there goes. Oh my goodness, you survived. Yeah, GG. Honed Bolt also has a huge cast time, but if you chain cast it from Bestial Sling or any other spell, it will usually have reduced cast time, just as if you were casting it like second or third time in a row. But if you like do two spell casts, if you do, for example, two bestial slings and then a home bolt, you will do the near instant cast glitch, and I really recommend you don't do that. That's really BM. If people use Bloodhound Step or dual cross naginaras, you can do that. I don't blame you. But if you're playing against like normal people who are trying to have fun, who are trying to have a normal duel, please don't do that. I strongly I strongly recommend you don't use it. I advise against it. 100%. Okay, so these are double katanas with bleed. Yeah, this guy is going to try to stun me out of my roll and then follow up with another attack. Yeah, that ain't happening. Oh, he's even using the combo, yes. His latency is kinda, yeah, it's terrible. That's why I rolled out of that blood flame talon. Yeah, I'm not even going to try this. Goodbye. He doesn't even have like 1500 health. Makes no sense. No armor at all. What is he doing with his stats? And also like, I don't know, bleed, frost don't really make any sense to me. I mean, yeah, they both scale with like arcane, and I mean arcane increases your frost buildup, but I don't think it's worth it. Frost infusions scale with uh, dexterity and intellect, while blood scales with like arcane and dexterity. For both, dexterity is main stat, but I never found sense in those. Like, just focus on one so you can stun lock your opponent quicker. But this way he's going to kill me before he stun locks me. He has to rely on me dodging all of his attacks so he can lock me like twice in a row with both like frost and bleed. Which makes sense, he will die before he manages to do any of it. So this guy is using like probably, yeah, he's probably going for like lightning builds. I bet he's got the phone bolt weapon art on his offhand sword. Yeah, this is toxic. Yeah, this is disgusting. Yeah, but there you go. Yeah, apparently, like, great thrusting weapons and colossal swords, crouching poke attack can combo into rapiers, into light rapier, light attack. So it's kind of annoying. Also hard to reset against if you do not know what you're doing or what your enemy is doing or trying to do. Yeah, it can be annoying and it's pretty strong, but I guess it's also fun. I'll have to try it out. But yes, as you can see, this build is extremely strong, even though I'm making misplays and trying to comment while playing, not focusing fully. I'm still like almost completely devastating my enemies. I still have to do like one full combo. It's really hard to beat. Oh, is this a fight club? Well, no, it isn't anymore.
Hey!
Yeah, let's go, buddy. What, you're gonna send me home? Yep, he's gonna send me home. Well, not my fault he's going for one of the worst weapon classes in whole game. Like, if you're gonna use a great sword, at least use a claymore. Because it's not a bad weapon, it's not good either, but it's like god tier compared to other great swords. Because of its crouching poke attack, and I'm not sure if it's also got a rolling poke attack. But yeah, thrusting attacks are superior in PvP. In one-on-one at least. If you're doing invasions and constantly getting matched against 2 or 3 people, you might want to go for like a swinging weapon, for a wide swinging weapon to be able to catch all of them at once. But it's all a matter of choice in invasions. Yeah, same for duels actually. Oh, so you're gonna hit me while I'm buffing. Nice. Yeah, that ain't gonna help you. Come on, dude. Yeah, that's what you get when you panic. You get stones. Ooh, oh my goodness. Wow, double KO. Nice. Yeah, I had a complete brain lag. I didn't expect that Moonwell at all. I would say well played, but yeah, that wasn't really well played. And bad manners attacking me while I'm buffing. But yeah, pretty much the only way you can win against this build is if you are yourself using it, or if you like try out some gimmicky stuff, or if you go for like one-shot build. The good thing to do is to try and switch your weapons and try to make me use the wrong buff. That way you can try to get a one shot on me.
Hey!
Like this guy in the last duel. Okay, Sasha is bowing. Let's bow back to Sasha and let him spam his annoying blood flies. Yeah, there you go with blood flies. Yeah, let's go for this. hit, not bad. He's gonna do a running attack, yeah. Let's follow it up. The roll. And he's almost dead. So am I though. Nice. This guy wasn't bad. Ah, he wasn't good either. The thing you can do with Bloody Hellish people is throw a Bishop Sling to make them use their weapon art backstep to get away, to get out of the range, and sometimes they will not do anything after it. They will stand and see what you do. So if they are not quick enough, you can try to like make them use this defensive side of their weapon art and then immediately follow up with Hone Bolt. That usually hits hard. Also, when it's raining, try to use Hone Bolt more if you have to, if you're not pressured against it, because during the rain you will always get minus 10% flame damage and plus 10% thunder damage or lightning damage. So yeah, that can sometimes mean either victory or defeat. Oh, it's a snake eater. I remember this guy from last night. Let's go. How is this one hit? Oh my god, I'm out of mana. I expected to get hit, but it turned out pretty good. Oh, this guy's kinda lagging. Okay, yeah, that ain't gonna do enough poise damage. Yeah, come on, dude. I don't know why I killed my mana just now. Probably saw the chance. But yeah, he managed to land one hit, not bad at all. I think that 90%, well not 90, but at least 60% of this build strength comes from the sling poke, from Bishop sling poke. Because it also does a huge amount of poise damage. I think it's got like, I'm not sure, this is not verified information, but I think its poise damage is equivalent to hammers and flails, which is 60. Also, the other thing you can do is use a Bishop Sling and follow up with a Catch Flame. If your opponent is much quicker than you, and if you don't think that Blood Flame Talons will catch him, or if you don't think you'll be able to cast it out, because it is even though it's fast, it is much slower than Catch Flame. So, buffing up. Let's go, bleed boy. Oh, it's poison. Regen my stamina. Oh, I just showed off my blood counts. Oh, you trying to poison me, dude? What? Not sure if he's doing no damage or if he's missing. Oh, I got hit. I'm out of stamina. Over in there. Come on, you're going for me. You're going for me. Come on, come on. Yeah, out of stamina. Come on. That poison isn't gonna kill me anytime soon. And even without protection buffs, even if you go for flame grant me strength, you will still do massive, like you will do even more damage with your main spells because bestial sling is physical, and blood flame talons and catch flame and magma and Agil's flame, they're all fire, so you'll do more damage with that. But you will lose, of course, some great sustained potential. However, if you space yourself properly and dodge properly, you will realize that you don't even need those protection buffs. I like to play carelessly and have fun, but after this one, we'll go for full damage route without protections. Okay, let's go. Shit. Wow, why am I casting this again? Wow, never mind. Let's go. Yeah, this is devastating for you. Oh my god, out of mana. This was supposed to be our whole catch. So we're losing Incantations as well. Oh my goodness, I love this guy. Yeah, too close to kill your mana. Well, even if he got farther away, it wouldn't make difference. This was a close duel though. Probably the closest one. So yeah, let's remove our defensive buffs and go for full damage. I'll probably lose now because I'm used to playing carelessly with defensive buffs. But yeah, let's give it a try. I'm also not sure if Flame Grant Me Strength actually increases damage of Bestial Sling. Raises physical and fire affinity. Well, we'll test it out now. is using holy protection. What?
Hey!
Yeah, let me fill my mana. Let's go. Oh wow, what is this latency? You are not gonna catch me into that. Yeah. GG, bro. Yeah, with flame grant me strength, your fire spells are gonna do insane amount of damage. Also, this guy had no resistances. Since I'm not using any dragon boosting stuff, I'm not using dragon communion talismans because I'm not arcane. My dragon spells are kind of weaker, but I think that I make up for it with the other spells. Although the main weakness of this build is probably not having a weapon and having to finish people with your fists if you're out of mana, which do like 30 damage when they go through resistances.
Hey! Hey!
Okay, is it the same guy from before? No, it isn't. A fierce guy. Okay, we buff it. Whoa, dude, that's BM. Can't do that. He's gonna go towards me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're gonna die anyways. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get, bro. I can't believe he actually tried to like guard against a fire attack. I was 100% sure it would hit him and kill him. Didn't expect that guard at all. Yeah, this guy was terrible. I don't know why people play like that. What's the fun of it? You're gonna pre-buff and wait for me to attack me mid-animation and still not be able to win. That's pretty bad and sad as well. What is this?
Hey! Hey!
Dual sword. What is this? A bleed build? And this guy has got no health. Wow, get one shot. I'm not even gonna use wall protection. Wow, doing like no damage. Oh, holy damn. Yeah, this guy actually knows what he's doing, but yeah, might be dead. And a double KO. Not bad. Yeah, the bleed is pretty strong. He would probably kill me if his weapon did more damage. But yeah, even without Black Flame protection, he did like what, 3 to 400 damage. That's nothing. I'm I mean, sure, bleed more than made up for it, but it's the matter of bleed, not of his weapons. let's go for one more. Maybe two. Let's hope someone defeats me. Oh, it's the fade guy again. Wow, he's pointing down at me. Let's go. Well, yeah, let me try. Wow, why did you summon me if you want to return me? I didn't even exploit against him. Chain casting is chain casting, dude. Just because you refuse to chain cast doesn't mean others shouldn't do it as well. It's another skill cap that wasn't present in previous games, so why should we refuse new game mechanics? It makes no sense. If it's intentional, and I believe it is, though there are some problems obviously with chain casting that need fixing, but it's a new mechanic. I I honestly hope they fix it, and I mean I hope they fix the exploits and say that chain casting is intended mechanic, so people just stop crying about it. Yeah, this guy is using Black Flame protection. We'll have to focus on fire spells more. But yeah, let's test his poise. Yeah, he's got like no poise. Oh yeah, dude, you didn't want to do that. You can't parry those spells. You can parry only certain projectiles. Yeah, this deal didn't count. This guy was prepared for everything. Black flame protection, the carrion retaliation. But yeah, he took every single hit. He just ate everything I threw at him. I bet people wouldn't even be using carrion retaliation if it weren't bugged. Because yeah, even though it deals insane amounts of damage, like still, if you see it coming at you, you can easily dodge it. You can sidestep it, but yeah, it being invisible and all that stuff, like it's probably the main reason people still use it. No, another APR guy.
Hey!
I hope it's one from before. Well, no, I don't actually. If he is, he's gonna hit me while I'm buffing. Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, let's go, dude. Thanks for waiting. Yeah, so now he knows I have Blood Flame Talent and he's afraid to come for me. And yeah, If he does, he still loses. But yeah, if you could see it now, like this time I did not unlock my camera and I still had like the tracking on my blood flame talons. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how it works. I guess latency has a big role to play as well, but like if they are out of roll and if they do not have iframes and try to like walk around you, you will follow them up. But if they are like constantly rolling in constant rolling animations or bloodhound step or quick step with iframes, like sometimes it does not follow. It just like throws it in front of you. But yeah, it's still like pretty awesome and overlooked spell. I think it's one of the best actually. That's why I have it on my second place. Like, it's not good just for dealing insane amounts of damage. It's also good for like if you manage to get the cast off and you end up like trading with an enemy. Enemy ends up hitting you. You won't just trade with him. You will most times come on top of the trade because Bloodflame Talons deals pretty nice amounts of damage, and if you're using Black Flame Protection, you'll do even more. If you're using Black Flame's Protection, you'll take less. If you're using Flame Grant Me Strength, you'll do even more damage. But the thing is, if they manage to land a hit on you, it will still interrupt them. And if you poise through their attack, it will lock them for catch flame. If you don't, they will still be reset. Wow, this guy's great. He missed. Wow, incredible. Yeah, take this. Wow, dude, level your vigor. Dude, level your vigor. What's this? What's this? Panic rolling? What's this? What's this, dude? Yeah, that's what you get. I have no idea what this guy is trying out. Yeah, this one didn't even count. Yeah, I think this will be the last one. I hope we get someone who actually knows what he's doing and who has more than 1000 health, preferably 2000, but I'll take 170. I mean 1700 or 1700. It's kinda, I know, the average. Because I don't know, for some reason people still refuse to level Vigor and keep getting two-shotted. Is this a 3 sentinel? Oh yeah, it's a 3 sentinel. That's nice. That's cool, I love cosplay duels. Yeah. Let us heal up. Gonna come for me now. Yeah, he's gonna come for me. And the roll catch. But yeah, this hurt you. This hurt you as well. Yeah, you shouldn't run towards your enemy or try to like do this shit when you're close to someone who's spamming bestial slings. Makes no sense. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.